Hi everyone and welcome back to a brand new piercing video. Yes, hello, oh my gosh. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't actually really spoken about very much on my channel before, and I've made a lot of piercing videos, so go check them all out. And that is piercing scars and the long-term effects of having piercings and taking them out. So as you can probably tell, I do have a lot of piercings, and I also have quite a few piercings that I no longer have that have been retired due to either rejection or just because I've taken them out. First of all, I'm going to start with my wrist piercings. I used to have both of my wrists pierced, had two surface piercings on each side of my wrists. I loved them so much, but over time they did eventually start to grow out of my body, as most surface piercings do. So when I first originally took them out, it was in 2009, and as I said, it was because they were like rejecting over time. So I did take them out, and there were two like large indent like holes on each side of my wrist. Now unfortunately I don't have any photos of that because it did kind of freak me out a bit. I wasn't really thinking about taking photos and sort of panicked. So this is what my wrists do look like now. You can see the scar is kind of noticeable. It's not completely, but that is, remember, because I have had them out for about 9 years now, so it is obviously, you know, healed very well. They are still there. You can kind of see them if you're in certain light, especially in the summertime. You see them a lot more just because when I do tan, scars don't tan, they still stay pale. So you can notice them a lot more in the summertime. All in all, I don't actually mind them. They didn't bother me. The second one I'm going to be talking about is my Labret piercing. Now I know I do sometimes still wear it, but it's very infrequent, just because if you've known me for a while, you know that I did have my Labret pierced here, and I took it out because I left a bar that was way too long inside and it started to erode the gum like at my front of my teeth here. I'm really funny with my teeth, and to think that they could be damaged or anything, I was like, nope, take this out. So this is what my Labret hole does look like at the moment. Now I know over time, like for most people, if you do just keep it out, it will shrink a tiny bit, but for me, because I have constantly been taking it in and out over time and I haven't really given it a chance to properly close over, now on it will never close. This is what it's going to look like for me now for the rest of my life. This is what I've done to myself. So I have had most of my piercings done at 1.6 millimeters. Most commonly now piercings are kind of done at 1.2. I still like getting them done at 1.6 just because I like the slightly thicker bar. So if you do have a 1.2, obviously the hole will be a lot smaller, but at the moment for my Labret, this is what it's going to look like for the rest of my life, and again, I'm perfectly fine with it. But yes, so the next on the list I am going to be talking about is my nape piercing. So nape piercings, for anyone who doesn't know, is a piercing that is on the back of the neck, and it is a surface piercing like my wrist ones. Now this one is a very unusual one because I still get problems with it now. I got it done in 2009 and I had it for a long time and I really liked it, but unfortunately when I joined my new job, they were really weird about me having piercings, so I was made to take it out. So I took the piercing out, and about 3 months after taking it out, I was basically going sort of F you to them, and I got it redone because I was like, I don't actually care. But I got it redone in the exact same place, and if anyone has had piercings through piercing scars, oh my god, does it hurt so much more. I don't know if maybe because the nerve set, like the nerve endings are a little bit more sensitive now. You've had, I had it pierced once, but piercing through scar tissue, I would never advise that. Like never pierce through scar tissue because it hurts so much more than the first time you get it done. Oh my gosh. Because I had that done, the back of my neck now does look a little bit different than my wrist piercings that are like the same surface piercings. So this is what the back of my neck does look like now, and it has almost been 10 years since I've taken this one out. I love this, and like I don't obviously you know, regret getting it done, but now and then my scar does ache, and I don't really understand why. You know, I've looked on the internet and nothing really can tell me like a conclusive answer as to why my piercing scar will ache. Now for most times, obviously I wear chokers a lot of the time, so you can't really see the scar anyway because, you know, it's covered up. It's the only one as well that I can kind of feel. The rest of my scars I cannot feel. If I put my finger over it, I can feel like a bump, but stupidly, well not stupidly, maybe stupidly, I actually really miss it. One of my only piercings that I really miss, like there's two piercings that I miss most. My eyebrow piercing and my nape piercing. Oh my god, they're the only two that I really want again. But my nape piercing, I don't think I'm gonna get it done again just because I know that it's gonna grow out. Next on the list is gonna be a rather traumatic one. Now, okay, so... So I made a video a little while ago talking about piercing regrets, or piercing, I can't remember the exact title was, it was like piercing like errors that happened. Basically, I had industrial piercing done on my left ear. The person doing the piercing wasn't like, just did not know what they were doing. I was an idiot and went to this place. I should have like thought a bit better. better, but I really wanted it done. So she did the scaffolding and it was way too close inside my ear, like to the back of my ear, like the back bit. It was done far too close to that. So what happened is as the piercing swelled up, as most piercings do, especially cartilage piercings in your ear, they will swell up a bit. But because there was no space at all, like for the bar to go, my ear grew over the industrial bar. Now I don't actually have any photos of that actually happening because when I woke up in the morning and saw that it happened, I went into like panic mode. So I wasn't thinking about let's take a photo. I was like, how the hell do I get this out of my ear? So I had to basically rip the bar out of my ear, and it has left me with like a long scar on my ear on the inside of my upper conch, and it is really annoying. It took about a year for it to actually settle down. This is what it looks like now. So it has faded a lot, but it was so annoying, and I am gonna be left now with a bit of a scar in my ear, which this is the only one that I am annoyed about. Any of my other piercing scars I'm not like fussed about at all because it's my choice. A lot of people do tend to try and use things like bio oil to get rid of scars. I've never tried it myself, and I'm not really too 100% sure if it does work. So the next on the list is my eyebrow piercing. Gosh, I'm bashing these ones out. They're amazing. So in 2014, I did go and get my eyebrow pierced on my left side. I got it right here, and oh my gosh, I have always wanted to have my eyebrow pierced. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted it. I had a weird fascination. I was always like, I fancied Jay from 5 because he had his eyebrow pierced. Like any guy that had his eyebrow pierced, I was like in love with. I just love eyebrow piercings. Even now, I still find like if you're a guy and you've got your eyebrow pierced, I will be like 10 times more attracted to you. I don't know what it is. I just love eyebrow piercings. So I've always wanted it. So I got mine done. But again, stupidly for me, I did it when, you know, my job didn't really want me to have it, so I had to keep taking it in and out for work. Because I was constantly taking in and out and using like a plastic retainer to try and hide it at work, I did cause it to reject very fast. Okay, so no judgment if this is what you do, but a lot of people when they have eyebrow piercings and it starts to grow out and it starts to reject, because most eyebrow piercings will grow out over time anyway, because it does actually count as a surface piercing. Not a lot of people know that, but it does count as a surface piercing, and for like 80% of people who have eyebrow piercings, eventually they will grow out. But a lot of people don't want to do anything when it starts to grow out, don't take it out like what I did, but they let it grow out and out and out. And basically, I've seen so many people when they've got like a tiniest bit of skin holding this eyebrow piercing in, and it's basically falling out of their body, and they're like little tiny bits hanging on. They're like, oh my God, I got my eyebrow pierced. I'm like, it just looks horrible at this point. And when you leave it that far, you basically lose a chunk of your eyebrow. I took mine out, luckily, before it got to like a bad stage. It did grow forward a little bit, and I had to kind of keep shortening the bar, but I did take it out before it got to that stage. So I haven't really been left with too much of a bad scar, and because my eyebrow is still intact, you can't actually really see it at all, which I am very happy about. However, I am very sad that I don't have it, because oh my gosh, I miss it so much. Like I want my eyebrow pierced again so much. I don't hate the fact that I have scars, because for me, my scars are a sign that I've lived, rather than just, you know, being a what if person, or oh my God, like the thought of waking up at like 8 years old and wishing I did all this stuff to myself, like I would just, no. I don't care what society says, I don't care what people says, I don't care what jobs say or whatever. Like I'm gonna like live the most authentic life I can live, because it's my life and I'm the only one that I need to impress, and you know, I just don't care like what anyone says to me. So I'm gonna continue doing this myself. So I do have a couple things that won't go back to normal if I ever do decide to take them out. So my left earlobe here has been stretched to 8mm, and I think once you go past like 5 and 6, that's kind of like the point of no return. So going a bit bigger, the only way your earlobe is gonna look completely normal, like normal again, is by getting surgery. So if I ever want to get that looking, you know, like my right side, I'm gonna have to have surgery. And again, the same with my dermal conch punch here. I don't know if, you know, the camera's really far away. So yeah, I've got a hole in my ear here. That's a 6mm hole in my left conch. Now, that will never go back to normal. Cartilage will not regrow. If I do take that piercing out, it might shrink a tiny bit, but the majority of time, like it is going to be a big hole in my ear. Just be warned, if you are going to get modifications that cannot be reversed, really think about what you're doing just in case. So there are some of my piercing scars that I do have, and again, I'm perfectly fine with them, so please don't think, you know, oh, you're regretting things, because I really don't. But I love them, and please, obviously, guys, again, if you're going to get stuff done, really do your research, and remember that, you know, once you do something to yourself, there is a chance of infections and risks and all this kind of stuff, so you can go see some of my other videos that help healing piercings, all that good kind of stuff. Make sure you do hit the like button, so this really help me out, and come and follow me on all of my social medias, my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff is linked below. There's some merch you can buy, my t-shirts and everything, and you can watch some more videos on the left-hand side, and I'll see you all very soon. And a big shout out to Kelly, Stephanie, and Teresa, who are my top 3 patrons. I love you so much. Thank you for being amazing, and there's a Patreon link down there as well, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.